This week's Torah portion of Parshat Vayishlach, demonstrates the ma'avak, the struggle that existed and continues to exist symbolically between Yaakov and Esav. Jacob, our forefather, struggles with Malach Esav, with the symbolic gesture or figure of Esav, and many commentaries explain that this concept of Jacob, Yaakov, our forefather, struggling with Malach Esav is symbolic of the arduous and long history that the Jewish people would always have to struggle with Malach Esav, with those who want to persecute us, with those who want to destroy us, as resonates with us so real and so raw today as we find ourselves in the middle of a milchama, a war in Eretz Yisrael, the Jewish nation and the Jewish world at large, and perhaps the democratic world at large, against terrorism, although many fail to understand that. One of the places that I just spent Shabbat in Ohio, I walked into the shul. I spoke in 3 different synagogues, 3 different shuls in this particular community. And often when I go into American shuls, American synagogues, I take their literature to read. And I saw one of the publications, and I won't say which one it was, but I was quite flabbergasted, quite surprised and shocked that this publication finds itself in a shul, an Orthodox shul, Shomrei Torah and Mitzvot at that, but any synagogue or really any religious institution of any nature. And I'll tell you why. Here's the question that is posed in this publication. Are we supposed to think of the conservative and reform Jews as non-Jews or as not from Jews, i.e. not observant Jews? And he continues. Here's the answer. The question is, what do you mean by that? Certainly they're not from Jews, not observant Jews, but they certainly are Jews. As soon as a conservative Jew or a reformed Jew does teshuvah, repents, he's a Jew. He doesn't have to go through any ceremony of conversion per se, so therefore they certainly are Jews if they do tshuva, if they repent. As if implying that many Orthodox Jews do not need to do tshuva, and as if implying that if a Jew does not do tshuva, he's not Jewish. He doesn't have to go through a conversion, but he's not considered Jewish. I was absolutely outraged. And it continues. But there are Jews and then there are Jews. In one sense, in a technical sense, they are Jews because they were born to Jewish mothers. But the love that we feel towards our fellow Jews does not extend to Reform Jews. I say that again. The love that we have and feel towards our fellow Jews does not extend to Reform Jews. Because in the sense of sharing privileges of being part of the Jewish nation, no, they certainly have no share in these privileges. And I'm thinking to myself, what is he talking about? Where does he get this absolute garbage from? I took the publication. I'm obviously embarrassed to show it to anyone. But I'm thinking to myself, I couldn't believe it that someone would publish such a thing. Reform Jews, conservative Jews, Jews of different denominations or different persuasions, or Jews who are not observant at all. They're not Jewish. They don't have to undergo a conversion. And hopefully they'll do tshuva, and then they'll become Jewish. This self-righteousness, this phony hiding behind religious practice, as if these people who write these publications are religiously aligned, or as if they have any understanding or comprehension of what it means, achdut, togetherness, unity, tolerance, compassion, understanding, sensitivity. It's absolutely not only inappropriate, but these kind of people who write these things should be banned. They're the ones who are not Jewish. They're the ones who are Jewish by birthright, but they don't know how to behave Jewish. Why do I bring this up? I'll tell you why. Because the Parsha reminds us, in a historical sense, Vaye'avek ish imo adalot hashachar. Vayomena shalcheni la. The Malach Esav says, send me, let me go. And Yaakov says to him, Lo ashlachacha ki im berachtani. I have struggled with you. I am arguing with you. I am fighting with you. Therefore, I will not let you go until you bless me. Our struggle, our fight, is with Malach Esav, is with Hamas terrorists. It's with persecutors of the Jewish nation. It's with deniers of the Jewish nation. It's with those who proclaim that Palestine should be free. And Hamas terrorists sympathize with the human race. And the Israeli army are racist and experience the Israeli state is apartheid. Those are our enemies, not our fellow Jews. Including, by the way, the many secular Israelis, over 2 million of them in Israel, who give themselves to the Israeli army, give their children and grandchildren to the Israeli army to protect the Jewish nation, none other than communities such as these in Ohio in the United States of America. This is something we always need to remember. This is the Jewish way. It is the Torah way. And it always will remain the Gila Way. Shabbat Shalom. May there be peace for all of us.